What's good, man? Hit that thumbs up button, family. What's all good? It's all love, little short one. If you hear anything popping in the background, it's probably because I'm cooking. But Fat Joe, Benny the Butcher put out the plugs I met too. Good album. I don't think it's as good as the first one, but we'll do a review and get into that later. But Fat Joe was under some fire because this Wuhan virus lyric that he did, and in the lyrics he says, "Drag me in and out the court, Harvey Weinstein." Threw that white up in the pot, gave him pipe dreams, and watch it spread like the Wuhan virus, and do him dirty like low Wu-Tang Cyrus, ODB. I mean, he was trying to make something rhyme. Was the bar? Yeah, it was okay. It's one of them kind of situations like Meek Mill. I didn't have an issue with the Kobe line. It was just the bar itself wasn't that strong. If you're gonna say something that could be somewhat offensive, you better come hard. And like I'm saying, that shit better be tough. This wasn't that tough, but I mean, I didn't have an issue with it. But we live in this society now. Everybody's selectively sensitive. Comics can't say certain jokes. Rappers can't say certain bars. Content creators, even myself, we can't say certain stuff. YouTube will take away certain shit. They'll block certain people's comments. Everything is all. We've all been hindered, and everyone has a ceiling on what they can say, and it's crazy. We live in a country where freedom of speech, but freedom of speech is completely obsolete now. Like, you can't say anything now. So Fat Joe went and said, I'll address the Benny verse that I did a year ago when the news was calling it the Wuhan virus before it was called COVID. I support and love all my Asian brothers and sisters. Now, the timing of this was Benny's album came out like 2 days after that Asian, they call it an Asian hate crime. 6 out of 8 people were Asian, so they dubbed the whole thing as an Asian hate crime. The timing of this is crazy because it drops right after that. And it was the #1 album on iTunes. Shout out to Benny, congratulations. But yeah, the timing with all of this, Asian hate, stop Asian hate stuff, it got Fat Joe. Fat Joe's doing this thing right now. He's got that podcast working. He's on Instagram interviewing 2-3 people a night. And he was like, hold up, I got to do damage control because if not, they're going to get me up out of here. They was already calling for him on Twitter. And, like I say, you have to really be perfect in today's society. And the crazy part is, it was the Chinese virus. But people look at it and say, well, Trump, because Trump, the Chinese virus, but it's the truth. It did come from China. It did. Now, when Ebola was popping, and not get me wrong, Ebola was nowhere near is what COVID-19 was and is. But hell, when Ebola came out, and remember they had a little bit of Ebola going on in Dallas, Texas, what was the news calling it? They were saying every 5 seconds, they reminded you it was from Africa. This is an African disease. Africa. They dubbed Africa all over yet of that Ebola shit. But God forbid we call this the Chinese virus. And I'm not saying that it is, but that's where it came from. Let's be honest. I was working at a retail store a year ago, overnight, and dude, all of the N95 masks that they were saying that was certified for us to take, all of the Asians were coming to the stores and buying all of them and sending them overseas. We ran out. We sold out every day. We ran out of masks, paper towel, toilet paper. I'm telling you, they know what it is. And that's why when's the last time most Chinese restaurants won't even let you go inside no more. They got it all boarded up, and they got like the bulletproof glass thing. Everybody got to come to the door. They know what it is. They don't want to be looked at as attached to this virus because this virus has had such a horrible impact on everybody economically, just in general. So they don't want to be looked at like it's their fault. And it isn't their fault technically, but it came from their country. It came from over there. It is. So I'm like, come on, why are we making a big deal? People have become way too sensitive for my own good. I'm not even surprised at the shit that they find that's sensitive now. You really live in a world where we have to walk on eggshells and you can't say anything without someone being offended. I don't wake up every morning with that on my agenda. Who am I going to offend today? But I know when I open my mouth, somebody's going to have something to say. You shouldn't say this. You shouldn't say that. I did that video on Tamir Rice's mom, and because I made a comment about her bad grammar, and nothing against the woman, I sympathize with her and everything that happened, But I'm reading her quotes, and I wanted to make it let it be known. Look, I can read. I'm just showing you what she wrote. Oh, you shouldn't have said that. You called her. I'm like, lady, somebody had an issue. I said, yo, you watched that whole video, and that's what you walk away from? The 20 seconds of me talking about her grammar? Like, people are going out of their way to be offended nowadays. Period. You know, my only issue with it is Fat Joe could have came up with a better bar than, he was just trying to find something to rhyme with Cyrus because he was trying to do an ODB shout out. But I ain't had no issue with it, man. Fat Joe shouldn't have to apologize for nothing, man. It is what it is. That's where the virus originated from. We all know that. They know that. What is the issue? So it is what it is, man. We'll do a review on the plugs I met too coming up. And some other things this week. I just been running around all day. I just didn't have a lot of time on my hands. But let me know what y'all think, man. Hit the thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe, donate to the channel, all that good stuff. I'm out.